What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you guys for joining back in for We Love Football, episode 3. We are recording very late today, so Mikey's over there. He might turn into just a head every once in a while, but we'll be fine.
Mikey will be taking on the Dakota portion of this week because Dakota was out of it last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Mikey's out of it this week.
He's gonna be the nod. Yes.
You guys are putting a lot. You guys are putting a lot of burden on the cripple. A lot of weight to carry.
Wheels. That's okay.
Yeah. I meant to change my name to Wheels.
Dang it, Mikey's dad's gonna be upset.
Shout out to Mikey's dad in the comments.
Big shout out to Mikey's dad.
Calling the cripple Wheels in the YouTube comments.
From
episode 1.
From the
biggest
jump.
Supporter. Love it.
I do love it.
That guy.
But we got a very interesting episode for you guys because, well, it was an interesting NFL week. And then, obviously, we're going to talk a little bit about some college games, what happened. Very interesting stuff happened there. Mikey will kind of take over that. And then our preview for week 4. So let's do like we always do, and let's see that college recap, baby. Mikey, what you got for us?
We better have the same hype and numbers we had last week. We started throwing numbers at us, and I was like zoning out. I was like, I know.
He was like, he has 4,000 yards this week, and I'm like, what was this?
My peanut brain cannot handle numbers like that.
My college record from last week is 2-2. I missed the Alabama game, and I got the Notre Dame game wrong.
Uh-oh.
I hate Ohio State so much. Anyways.
The saddest thing is you got the Colorado game correct.
Oh.
I did.
You did.
Undefeated season.
That train was derailed a couple weeks ago. Anyways, so FSU and Clemson, I was there in Clemson for that.
I was about to say, you went to that game, I saw. And
I got the full effect of that game.
You were pleasantly surprised with that one, right? Because didn't you call out FSU winning?
Oh, by like 14.
Oh.
Yeah. I was shocked. I'm happy with what I saw, but I'm just disappointed in how it ended, which makes sense. But I mean, it was ours to win the whole time. The second half, the only touchdown FSU scored was a defensive touchdown that was a scoop and score. So, and then we missed a chip shot field goal that would have never put us in overtime, I don't believe. So, there's a lot to be said for that game.
Clemson is, as we've seen from their games, a very second half team getting rolling.
Yeah.
So,
CSU RIP.
CSU, baby. Let's go Bucks.
Unless you're going to Duke to play, the second half doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just
over. Somebody's ringing doorbell is going off.
Yep.
Anyways, so I do want to say one thing about a comment that was made during a press conference after that football game, and FSU's quarterback had the audacity to throw a pity party after his win. Shocking. Anyway, so he called our defense disrespectful, and it kind of threw me off for a second because I didn't really understand what he was talking about. I don't know if it's just how stingy we were. Maybe he called us disrespectful because we were stingy. I don't know. But what he was talking about was how our corners were playing one-on-one with his receivers. Now, FSU has a receiver that's 6'7", and his last name is Wilson, and he's one of their best receivers on that team. And our corner that was guarding him may have been 6'2". So, huge miss. Like, he played 1-on-1 the whole game, and Wilson was never a huge factor in this football game. And I think what blows my mind the most, if anybody was disrespecting anyone, Travis was disrespecting his own receivers because he wasn't taking advantage of what he had in front of him. I don't know if he just... I don't know what it was, why he wasn't playing. He didn't look like himself. I know he was injured, but they I'm under the impression that he was healthy. I mean, some say he was like not even 70%, but it's one game. Like, even if I would have taken a risk of not starting him and putting a backup in. So because they got a bye week this week, so he would have rested for the Clemson game and he would have rested for his bye week versus taking a risk and him getting re-injured and out for the rest of the season, because then that jeopardizes your playoff contentions and anything in the future that you're looking forward to. That's just my personal opinion.
They have what's it called? What's their backup? Who's their backup?
I have no idea.
AJ Duffy. He's actually the son of the head coach that I coached for down in Florida, Pete Duffy. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I actually got to meet him. He came to the high school, and he's not a bad quarterback, man. Yeah, like when he's gotten to be in, he's done pretty well. So,
listen, I just want to throw out some numbers real quick for that game.
Not again. Brain no work.
So Clemson had 146 rush yards to Florida State's 22 rush yards. We had 283 pass yards to their 289 pass yards. We had a total of 429 yards to their 311. And we had 25 first downs to their 16 and had one turnover, which resulted in them getting 7 points. And then our possession time was 34 minutes to their 25 minutes.
Man.
So why we couldn't win that football game, I know why. There was a couple of reasons, but it was mainly self-inflicted errors more than anything, which makes me believe and show, like, yes, Dabo is not for the NIL, and Florida State is. But for us not to go and dig into the NIL, we competed pretty heavily against a team that went heavily into NIL and changed that team completely. Like Jaheim Bell, or however you say his name, is, I believe, from South Carolina, transferred from South Carolina. Then they got a transfer. The guy that caught the winning touchdown pass in overtime is from Michigan State.
Michigan State.
So, yeah. So, anyway, on from that one, because I'm actually kind of pleased. I'm a little hurt, but I'm pleased with it too, because I wasn't expecting us to play like we played. Also, one of the greatest environments I've ever been a part of. Very, very loud. My voice was hurting for 2 days, and I'm still trying to get it, and I'm still coughing because of it. Here you go. Your favorite topic, Oregon and Colorado. Thoughts, opinions? It's 35-0 at halftime. Got anything else to say about it, or are you going to leave it at that?
I think that their defense got exposed for what it really is.
Hold
their
on.
Offense is explosive. I like their offense, but I think when it comes to letting up a bunch of points back to back, the defensive line is not good. But I still believe that, Coach Prime is doing hella work there. Like I see sometimes in the comments and stuff that he's getting a lot of hate, like, oh, I knew they were garbage, blah, 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 blah. But you got to understand that this team has won 3 times as many games this year than last year, and we're week 4. Like,
so,
come on.
As a lifelong Colorado fan,
don't let Wheels lie to you, okay? He jumped on the bandwagon when we jumped on.
As a lifelong Colorado fan, I am very excited with what Deion Sanders is doing for the team. It was a very tough loss for them. I think they weren't expecting to go in and losing that bad. Like, I think they had to have had in the back of their mind that there's a chance they were not going to lose it, or not going to win this game, because it's Oregon. Oregon's always like top 20 usually, like very good team. And Colorado's just not a good organization until this year. Coach Prime's turned it around. He is doing so much more than just coaching a team. He's raising a bunch of gentlemen, honestly. Like, he's doing a lot of off the field stuff, and it's great. But it is only his first year. I think next year and the year after, they're going to get better progressively. I think people are going to want to come play for Colorado.
100%.
And then like all the NIL deals that they'll get because they're playing with Coach Prime and all that stuff. And I don't know. I think they'll get better. I did call the undefeated season last week, but that was just for the memes. I don't think we were all anyone expecting Oregon to be beat, and then next week USC to be beat. I don't think we were expecting that.
I don't know. Who knows?
No, any given Sunday. We'll definitely see any given Sunday when we come to the NFL part.
I mean, listen, the USC. All right, you got to understand that now. Colorado, Coach Prime is using this loss to piss off every single Colorado player ever. Right? He's using this loss, and I think they come out and they play different against USC. I think they played different.
I don't think it's going to be super close. I
still think USC is going to blow them out.
Not a blowout. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be like
Mikey's like, dude, 70-20.
It might. But I think
20. It'll be 7.
So a blowout's definitely in possibility because of how shit they played against Oregon. But I think this is going to light a fire under their asses. Because Oregon was talking mad shit before this game. And I don't know what the deal is with everyone taking like pot shots at Coach Prime.
It's just when you're in the spotlight, the media spotlight like that, they're going to do that because of
it's fair.
Getting all that attention.
It's fair. To me, it seems like some form of jealousy. But Oregon's coach before the game was like, "We're playing for clicks, or we're playing for wins, not clicks. The game's not going to be played in Hollywood." And I was just like rolling my eyes the whole time because they're not playing. They're not playing for clicks either. They're playing to win. Everyone plays to win.
Yeah.
It
just so happens that their coach is super famous, two-time
Super Bowl
champion with 2 different teams, and that guy. All right, it just so happens that he's that guy. All right, so of course the media is going to focus on him.
It's not like he's. Maybe he is. Maybe he's culturing the media outlets to come for him and his team to give more coverage. Yeah. It's a smart thing to do. Get more eyes on your team. Get more interest in your team. But I don't know. Just the whole.
I don't think he has to though. I think just him being him. It's like if Tom Brady went to go coach freaking Lake Erie Community College, whatever. That college would blow up overnight. Because of who he is.
That's a whole different topic because I think Tom Brady would be an amazing coach just because of how smart he is. I won't get into it.
I think most NFL quarterbacks would be an amazing coach.
For sure.
At least offensive coordinator because of just how smart they are.
Yes.
But yes, that's a different topic.
maybe a question for next week.
There you go.
I feel like we're getting sidetracked too much with Colorado.
I know.
They're a topic. I'm a lifelong Colorado fan. It's something I'm enthusiastic about.
This man never heard of Colorado. He thought this was in Canada before this season. All right. He thought it was a province in Canada.
Mikey, do you mind if I list off the top 15 in the college rankings and you tell me if there's any issues you have with it? I feel like that'd be a good little thing to do. Are you ready for that? Okay. All right. 1 through 15. He seems so unenthusiastic this week. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 through 15: Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Ohio State, Florida State, Penn State, Washington, USC, Oregon, Utah, Notre Dame, Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, and UNC. No, never mind. Ugh, I was going to say 2 basketball teams, but Duke's 17. What do we feel about that? What do we feel? Anything irregular about that?
I think Florida State should have dropped at least one more spot, I think.
Gone up or gone down?
Down.
Okay.
Like, they I don't believe they're a top 5 team.
I got you.
They've had they've had 2 weeks back to back inconsistently against two non-ranked opponents. Boston College almost beat them,
True.
and then Clemson also almost beat them, took them to overtime. So since everybody is saying that the Clemson dynasty is dead, then you shouldn't allow us to be competitive in that game. If you're a top 5 team, that's just my personal opinion. And I do. I
think they were like, what, 5th last week? They dropped a few spots, even though they won.
It's
Who
interesting.
they played? Arizona State.
Yeah,
Arizona
State. Well, that game,
Nevada, San Jose State.
that game was really, really close too. It's closer than what it top of the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was only a 1 touchdown game.
Yeah,
it was a 1 score.
15 points in the fourth quarter from USC. So, oh man.
Florida State would be, I think, the only issue that I have at the moment, just because I need to see a little more consistency from them. I think that's really it, though. Georgia gets the honor just because of last year, but they've had shaky starts too as well. So I'm a little concerned on how if they'll finish the season undefeated or not. I don't think they will. That's my bold take for Georgia. I don't think they're going to finish undefeated, but they could surprise me. I don't know. It's Georgia, so who knows? I just don't trust that quarterback. Probably.
Do we think Michigan?
Missouri's that team.
Think Michigan has a chance to actually win it this year? Because they've been close the past few years, right? Just haven't won.
I haven't seen much of Michigan play. So
I gotta see them. I don't have much faith just because they never finish.
Yeah, that's probably right.
That's my only issue with them. Now, mind you, they've only allowed 7 points at the most this season.
Really? Yeah,
so
against Rutgers.
I do know that.
UNLV.
And East Carolina was 3 points, and Bowling Green was 6 points. They're not really playing
college football powerhouses.
They are literally playing. They don't play a real team until Penn State, which is their third to last game of the season. And so,
okay.
This is coming from a Michigan State fan, and they play us before that. So,
so I've always had an issue with college football because you can basically pay for your schedule, and like the schools themselves set up their schedules.
Non-conference stuff, right?
Yeah. Like, so in your opinion, Mikey, since you are the college guy, and I'll open the floor to you too, Dakota, since you know a little college stuff. How do we fix the scheduling issues, or do we just keep it the same? Do we think do we think there is a scheduling issue of playing just powder puff teams, like Georgia, Michigan playing like, I don't know, like
I think
tech school.
I think it's a
community college.
Yeah.
I think it's a respect thing. I know that sounds really strange, and I will explain it.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is I've already kind of mentioned it before, but regardless if you're a Power 5, whatever you have it, some programs and collegiate level colleges and football teams don't have the fortunate resources that a lot of your D1s do. And I think that everybody should get a chance
for sure
to play football if that's their dream, that that's something they want to do, and maybe they don't have the grades or the skill set to be a D1 athlete. But if they work hard enough, I mean, we see it all the time where you got people in the NFL now that come from colleges that you either A, never heard of, or B, would have never thought that somebody would have came from that kind of school. So I think that that D1's offering to pay those teams to come play to help give some money back toward their program and or use it in however way they need to use it for that college. I'm assuming it goes into the program. I don't know how it works. That's why I believe, like, I get like as frustrating as like fans to be like, oh, they're playing cupcake teams, oh, they're not playing anybody, but at the same time I feel like we need to understand it from the interior.
Yeah.
of that situation. It's not necessarily like we play these teams because we want to scald the dog and we want another practice. Essentially, it's everybody loves football and everybody has the same passion and the same purpose and the same mindset when they're going in to play the sport. And that is to give it 110% and leave it all on the field and let everybody follow their dreams until.
I think there could be something done in the future. I don't know what, but I will say I'm a fan of like the underdog games and the huge upsets we get sometimes.
Yeah.
God.
The possibility of an upset is pretty tempting. I just think, man, it's tough because that money goes to the athletic department. So a lot of football programs that money actually gets split to other programs to help fund other programs too. So it goes to the athletic department, and so that football program might be help keeping the girls lacrosse team or boys lacrosse team afloat, right? And so it's very important for just sports overall in general, because a lot of football teams, they pay for the other sports, right? The revenue they bring in to the athletic department helps other sports. But I think it comes down to really the committee taking that more into account. Okay, like, Michigan has not played a very tough schedule. I'm not ranking them above 5 because they haven't showed us that they're top 5 material.
Yeah.
And I think the teams that play the tougher opponents first deserve that recognition of being top 5 over a team that is on paper great, but we don't know because we haven't seen them against great opponents.
So, this just pops in my head. I don't think it would ever work. But what if at the end of each season, we rank, or not we, but like the committee ranks every team that plays in the NCAA, and then they're allowed to make their schedule, and then going into the season, their rank before the season started is weighted, and that gets put into a formula for going towards their ranking for the ongoing season. I feel like that could be something. Probably not.
So you're talking about like if like for example, FCS school Montana just played Ferris State, I think it is, and almost lost. And Ferris State's like D2. They think they're coming off a championship if I remember correctly, and so that's a dog school. So Montana barely beating them, might weigh towards them actually being ranked higher in the FCS pool.
Yeah,
because it's not such a cupcake game, it's still a very
kind of what I was thinking was so like every team has a weighted point system against them going into the season, and then after the schedules are made, we take a look at each schedule, realize the ranking of each team, and we put that against them. So like, say Georgia has like 5 games against like rank 100 to 150 teams, just dog water cupcake teams, that they're doing like the we're gonna pay you to come play you type things, and so that gets weighted against them because they have so many like easy games.
Yeah.
So I feel like that could be something much more complicated than anything because there's just so many teams. But
who knows? It would definitely take some resources, but I think I think it just comes down to the committee needs to freaking quit showing favorites, and just because that they're a D1 program that on paper is really good and is scoring
that year,
lots of points against ECU.
UCF, the UCF went undefeated.
They
They didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, they finished what, 7th, and undefeated at 7th.
I think they might have finished 5th. I think they might have just been
just
outside.
Ooh.
Yeah, everyone was heated that year. I remember that.
Yeah. Because everyone deserves a chance, right?
Yeah.
If you go undefeated, you want to.
Yeah, I'm glad they've expanded the playoffs this year. To 12 teams, I believe. I think me and Christian were talking
Does
about
it
12 teams.
Does it start this year or next year?
I think it starts this year.
Ooh.
Mikey, do you know?
Is it 2024 season or this
next
season?
24?
24. So next season,
Yeah,
we'll
24.
This
next
season we'll still get
starts.
a 4-team playoff, but next season we'll get a nice 12-team playoff. I think that also opens up doors for upsets, and we like those. So
we love those.
A team like this year, Missouri, is doing very well, 4-0, hanging in there with some teams. So,
Mikey, you got anything else on the college section, my guy? Anything else? Do you have any picks?
Yeah, I'm about to do that now. I'm trying to make sure I got this stuff right.
Mikey's college picks.
Where is podcast?
There's a dog. I'm so excited. I love dogs.
I have. All right, so for my first one is going to be between Clemson and Syracuse.
gotta put them in there.
Clemson goes to Syracuse, and Syracuse is 4-0. They have the same quarterback that's always gave us trouble the last 3 years, and Schrader, but I call him Shredder because that's all he does to defenses is shred them because he can run and he can throw.
Is that the dude that has the nasty fakes?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Cody, have you seen those videos?
I have not. I'll have to.
That dude's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
What's his name?
It's disgusting. Schrader.
His last name is Schrader. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what his
Put up
first
Syracuse
name is.
quarterback.
Sure,
But no, he literally does the most perfect little stretch handoff.
Pump fakes?
Tucks it. No, like he fakes the handoff, puts it like in his Crocs and like sells it, and then he just turns and just is walking 20 freaking yards because everyone is going towards the stretch play.
I think it's Garrett.
I will have to.
Schrader, I think's his name.
It's man, he's insane. He's insane. Man. He makes the defensive miss.
So you're taking Syracuse over Clemson?
No, I'm not. But it's going to be close. No, it'll be close. Very, very close. It always is.
All that lead up to say Clemson's going to win.
Yeah.
Big up. Clemson.
They're going to the Carrier Dome, and they don't play. Clemson typically doesn't play well at the Carrier Dome because of the atmosphere there, I guess, because it's a dome, so it's a lot louder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Syracuse, just in case Clemson.
Yeah,
loses.
he's literally. The stadium is amazing.
Well,
the atmosphere. They don't play well there, but they're going to win.
I'm to the point with them right now. I don't really care what happens because my expectation is still we lose 5 games. So there's that.
Oh.
Next is Florida and Kentucky. I have Kentucky beating Florida. Then Kansas and Texas. I have Texas beating Kansas. And Kansas is not strong enough, I don't think.
I'm a fan of these because you're getting you're not going for Georgia, Michigan, Alabama. You're going for
No.
I appreciate it.
Some off that are good teams. That don't get talked about.
Yeah. Texas will beat Kansas. LSU and Ole Miss are playing. That's the top. That's also a ranked matchup. I've got LSU beating Ole Miss. Notre Dame and Duke are playing. That's a ranked matchup. I have Duke beating Notre Dame. And then South Carolina and Tennessee. South Carolina's going to Tennessee. South Carolina beat Tennessee last year, and I believe that South Carolina will beat them again this year.
Fun fact: that was South Carolina versus Tennessee was my first and only college football game I've ever been to.
Really?
It was a few years ago. Great. It was a great atmosphere. There was a Karen in front of us, and Dakota, you know how I get at football games.
Oh,
I was
and also
shouting.
you're lying.
What?
CSU games.
Oh, that's fair. That's
football.
fair. That's
Come
fair.
on.
Okay. First college game that I went to that I didn't attend school at.
There you go.
But no, there's a Karen in front of us, and she like anytime I would yell, she would just like look back at us, and I was like, "You're at a football game, lady. Like, what are you
Bro,
expecting?"
you're about to get me on a tangent because I freaking hate people like that.
Yeah,
When
like
you go to a place that's expected to be loud, and you're like, "Why are you being loud?" Because that's the freaking thing here.
right.
Like,
And
what?
so like she was decked out, like her whole family was decked out in USC gear, and
Yeah.
I'm not a USC fan, but I live in South Carolina. I live in Columbia. Like,
Cola.
yeah. So obviously, I'm gonna root for USC because it's a home team.
Yeah.
So the whole time rooting for USC, like on the penalty plays, I just chant, "You can't do that!" Just messing with the enemy team, the opposing team. And she just kept like side eyeing me, and I was like, "Woman,
That makes
don't
no
go to
sense.
a game
Yeah.
in the South where college
Exactly.
football is like more
Is life.
entertaining than like NFL."
Yeah.
And like
It
look
goes-
at us.
It goes God, college football, right in the
Yeah.
South. That's how it goes.
And honestly,
'Cause-
that's debatable. That's debatable between God and football.
Some people, yeah. Some people might.
if
most part,
if USC and Clemson games were played on Sunday at like 10, a lot of people are missing church to go to those
That's
games.
true. Honestly, they might hold a
They
tailgate
played
service.
at 12. They're missing church.
True.
They're probably switching.
They're holding tailgate Bible studies.
Buddy,
They're switching.
buddy,
they're switching church sections to Saturday because it's the actual Sabbath.
There you go.
when I tell you tailgating starts at 6 a.m. for a noon game, tailgating starts at 6 a.m. for a noon
6
game.
a.m.
Beer pong is played at 6:35.
They'd probably just
Bro.
have the whole last service in like the parking
No
lot.
way.
They'd be like, "Please, Lord, let Trevor Lawrence score a touchdown. Let the Lord be with them."
Dude, I'm not throwing a ping pong at 6 a.m. Bro, what is this? Are you serious? Beer pong at 6 a.m.?
We have a
Don't
Don't ask me how I know,
we
but
have
I
a
went.
live audience right
I
now.
went to
Christian's
Clemson on
logged in.
Saturday, so
Oh
hey,
my god.
one more game, and I have to throw it in there because
Okay.
of
Let's
who
hear
it is, and it's USC Southern Cal against Colorado this weekend. USC
We
puts
don't-
up at least 56
we don't need to watch that game.
points.
We don't need to watch that game.
56. All right, you know what? I'm gonna throw big take out there. I think the defense is still ass, and I agree with Mikey. I think a very high scoring offense from USC is gonna happen, but I think that the offense from Colorado is gonna freaking tear up the defense from USC. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, and I think they're gonna go back and forth.
As a lifelong Colorado fan, I'm probably going to have to lean with Mikey on this one. But just another
You guys
thing.
are a bunch of posers, a bunch of phonies.
Did you guys see?
I'm a realist.
Yeah. Did you guys see the like team meeting Coach Prime had, where he
No.
talked about his texts with Travis, and how Travis is like, how can we get me back onto the field? You all see that? No.
No.
Damn.
No.
So he Travis was texting Coach Prime, and he's like, how do we get me back onto the field? And
You don't have a lacerated spleen.
that's a good first step. And Coach Prime is like, get healthy. Football comes second. And he was like using that as like a talking point to hype his team up, because he's like, Travis, let's be out here. Let's go like win this game for Travis next week.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think I think it's gonna happen, and I think Colorado squeaks out a victory. I think it's gonna be like a TCU and Colorado. It's gonna be very high scoring, very close, but Colorado somehow pulls it out of the butt and wins it.
So I know we had Shador on the Heisman watch
Yeah.
last week going into this week. Do we think this past week shut him out of that conversation?
I updated my list to 2 people that I'm worried about right now.
Oh,
I'll take everybody else off.
Who is it? Who is you?
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is one of them,
Yep.
and then Michael Penix Jr. over at Washington is probably
He
arguably
does.
might be my front runner.
You
He
did
does
go on a
look
tangent
good.
about him
Aye.
last week. I respect him
He
just
does
because you
look
respect
good.
him.
Yeah.
He's already threw for 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns.
Well, I mean, a lot of that was against Michigan State, and we fucking suck. So,
y'all suck. As a lifelong Michigan fan, fuck Michigan State.
As a lifelong man, this man has been a lifelong fan of everybody. He just loves everybody.
I want everyone to succeed. I have no enemies.
As
But
a
Caleb
lifelong
Williams
Lake
did have
Erie
5.
college fan.
Caleb Williams did have 5 touchdowns last week. So
All right. Speaking of
Yeah.
high-powered offenses, let's get into the NFL portion of our.
I knew it. What a segment. There you go.
I know you guys have my notes, but I just want to start off with what I had in the start of my notes. What the hell was this week? Let me list off the scores real quick. Let me pull them up. The scores in the games who played.
Oh my goodness.
there's one of them you can leave out of there. It's fine.
I'm leaving. I'm putting
No,
them all
We don't have
in.
to talk about it.
I'm putting them all in.
Put it in. Put it in.
All right. So starting with the
Put it
Thursday
in.
night game, the Niners pack up the Giants 30-12. Lions.
Foreseeable. That was
Lions beat the Falcons
big.
20-6. Patriots beat the Jets
Foreseeable.
15-10. Browns
Didn't
beat the
think it was
Titans.
gonna be that close.
Did not. But to be fair, Jets have a really good defense, and we don't have a great offense.
It's true.
Browns beat the Titans 27-3. Packers beat the Saints 18-7. What a comeback!
Which was a comeback. Yeah,
Was a
I
comeback.
was watching that game, and dude, I thought the Saints was just gonna roll over them, but
R.I.P. Derek Carr.
Go,
I have
Pats,
to
go.
say that. I'm excited for Jameis Winston to get a chance again, though. I like Jameis Winston.
mhm.
In a complete utter domination of a game, the Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20.
Let's talk about that for a second because
I-
as a defensive coordinator, I'm leaving the NFL. I'm going to coach Pee Wee football because obviously I cannot handle NFL because
it's all fun and
70
games until you get
points?
blown out 70-20 in a Pee Wee game too.
true. Then I'll just quit football because dude, 70. You let them hang 70 on
Let-
you.
Let's finish the scores and then we can go in depth on that
Sheesh.
because I'm. The
That's
fantasy
wild.
numbers, the fantasy as
Oh
a
my
fantasy
gosh.
player, it was insane.
Oh yeah, we gotta
Um,
talk about fantasy.
Chargers over the Vikings in a very close game, 28-24. Staley went for a
0-3
fourth down.
That was a weird
and
game.
it they
altogether.
missed, but still won somehow. Bills over Commanders in another decimating game, 37-3. The game that Mikey wanted left out, Texans over Jaguars, 37-17. My
Hey, man,
MVP pick is looking
Jesus
worse and worse. Another surprising upset, Colts over the Ravens,
In OT, baby.
22-19.
5 field goals by Matt Gay.
Yeah,
4 of them being 50 plus.
that's insane.
He was on one of my fantasy teams.
Really? Seahawks over Panthers,
Who knew?
37-27. Another blowout, Chiefs over Bears, 41-10. Another upset, Cardinals over the Cowboys, 28-16. Steelers over
That
the Raiders,
hurts.
23-18. Eagles over the Buccaneers, 25-11. In a Super Bowl rematch, Bengals 19-16 over the Rams. Really weird week.
Oh yeah,
Really,
it was. I think I saw the spread on the Cardinals Cowboys game,
and
it was 12.5 points. Cowboys
Yeah, it
were
was-
12.5 point favorites,
it was
and
insane.
then lose by 12 points. Like
how? So you guys know in the Pick'ems thing that you invited me to, Mikey? The know,
Yep.
like the tiebreaker question at the end, where it's like how many
Yeah.
total points will be scored. I put 35 for the Rams Bengals game. No, I put 36. I'm sorry, and it was the final score is 35. I was so close.
Oh my
I
god!
I just realized that.
That's
No
insane.
Stradamus over here.
Dude, so big thing is obviously Dolphins killer offense that just went insane.
Both
running
backs scored 4 touchdowns
yeah.
apiece.
Rookie running back at that.
Devon Achan. It's Achan.
Yes, something like that. I don't know
Don't
his
say
name,
Achan because he told the announcers after this week. It's Achan.
Oh,
Not
but
Achan.
Chan.
Yeah,
Chan.
because
Sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, because I think I read the article and it was like he after this monster week they kept saying a chain, so they wanted like he went to the announcers like, hey,
right.
like get my name right. You're gonna be hearing a lot more of it apparently.
Oh my gosh,
He didn't say
that was big.
He might have said that, but I said that.
That was big. What, Tua threw for 5 touchdowns?
Tua for the MVP is going crazy right now.
Talking about fantasy, every Dolphins player scored like probably close to at least 25 to 30 points. So, I think Tua had like 40.
The insane part about this game is they did it to the Broncos. Broncos are ass. I think we can convincingly say that as of now. They did that without Jalen Waddle. That's insane. Like, they blew out a team where they could double cover Tyreek. And
Tyreek wasn't even the star.
No.
Tyreek had 1 touchdown, 130 yards, something like that. And so he wasn't even the star.
The wild I remember like looking at the coverage of that game because I wasn't like actually watching it. But I saw that they put in their backups, like either late in the third or like early fourth, and then proceeded to score like 2 or 3 more touchdowns.
Yeah, Mike White went 2 for 2, 67 yards and a touchdown.
That's insane.
So your throwing to touchdown ratio was 50. 50-50.
The Jets should have kept Mike White. Mike White's a better quarterback than Zach Wilson.
Dude, literally anybody right now is a better quarterback than Zach Wilson.
They could put my crippled ass out there, and I'm throwing more touchdowns than Zach Wilson.
I have no idea why the Jets haven't went into kind of panic mode and picked up either Carson Wentz or Ryan.
So they signed, as of today, they signed Trevor Siemian.
Who?
He played for the Bengals, didn't he?
I don't remember where he got drafted. He was a rather high draft pick, but then just sucked. Let's see. Let me do some.
I just remember him at the Bengals.
I have no idea. No idea who that guy is.
Yeah, he played for the Bengals. Let's see. You have a Wikipedia page, Trevor Siemian? You do.
Oh man.
Let's see.
Do you have a Wikipedia page?
Oh my god, he's played for a lot of teams. So he was drafted. Oh, he was drafted 7th round. He wasn't that good. Broncos for 2 years.
Close.
Vikings, Jets, Tennessee practice squad, Saints, Bears, Bengals this year, and now Jets this year.
He needs to go back to the Bears.
Fun fact: he's a Super Bowl champion.
Bravo!
I think he
got
played
them
for the
water
Broncos.
bottles.
I think he played for the Broncos that year.
When Peyton Manning was slinging
I think he was the 3rd string.
Sheesh, man. That still upsets me as a Colts fan. Man, if we just let Peyton get healthy, we would have got us a ring. I could have tell, you know. But no. the Jets have just been downhill, man, and it's rough. It's rough. I had high hopes for the Jets, I'm not gonna lie. And then
if you have Aaron Rodgers, you can go to the playoffs.
You really
don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore.
They do not, and so they are wasting that defense. That defense is so good.
Colin Kaepernick sent a letter today to the Jets organization with like references. Like it was like 3 head coach and an owner reference on there, asking to play for them. Yeah.
What?
So yes, so he sent a letter. I didn't read the letter, but he sent the letter, and it had Jim and John Harbaugh signing off on him, Chip Kelly signing off on him, and Mark Davis signing off on him, like saying like, hey, like, I guess like a character letter, like, hey, this guy's like still can play or whatever.
For who?
Chip Kelly?
For the Jets. He sent it to the Jets to try to play quarterback.
What the heck? Are you serious?
Yes.
What a guy. What a guy. Get him out there.
Like you gotta, at some point, you got to appreciate the dedication somewhat of like still trying to get a NFL job. I think he said he would even go to the practice squad. But who knows?
That's big. Oh my gosh. No, the Jets are a dumpster fire. I thought the freaking Broncos dumpster fire. Yeah, Bears dumpster fire.
Let's talk about y'all's teams real quick. We'll start with
Oh,
We'll start. You guys want bad or good first? Mikey, you can choose.
I don't freaking care.
All right, we'll go with the Jaguars first. What the fuck was that?
What was up? No, I'm saying
basically
CJ
blown
Stroud.
out by the Texans.
Yeah, I'm not gonna discredit CJ Stroud though.
No,
CJ Stroud played a hell of a game.
He was what, like
That dude's numbers
top three,
are out
number
of
2 pick this year. He's
Yeah.
number 2 pick for.
He's
a
almost
reason.
thrown for 1,000 yards.
Yeah, he's
already.
He's top 5 of quarterbacks all time for most yards. I think he's 4th.
That dude
in
is
the first 3
slinging.
games. So I think I saw that
dude is
somewhere.
slinging, bro.
So
he's good.
I want to know who is taking their time to like find and make all of these stats, because I swear there's like some new weird record or stat broken each time. Like Patrick Mahomes is the first player to stub his toe in 55 games. Like
That is true.
It's always like the first to do X in like 7 games, or
It's some
hats
odd
off to him, but it's just like some weird like.
But I will say, I mean, that's big. That's big. I think the Texans and the Colts are a lot alike. I think the Colts are a little further ahead in the rebuild because our defense is a little better than theirs. But I think our offenses are very similar in the sense of rebuilding what we have. And so I think you're going to see in the next few years that the AFC South becomes that conference.
I don't think this year is a cakewalk for the Jags like we thought it was going to be.
I don't think so either.
Like it could be anyone's conference this year, or division this year, and that's wild considering how far ahead we thought the Jags were as a team compared to the other 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Titans have a chance, honestly.
Titans? Yeah, Titans are looking...
as long as Ryan Tannehill is their quarterback, they don't have a chance.
True.
They either need to go with, was it Malik Davis?
Or,
Will Levis. They need to make a switch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry. This is going to go off on a little tangent, but I remember this, and we talked about a quarterback. Did anyone see Stetson Bennett's... And I don't know if this was confirmed or this was just like a random story. I didn't read too much into it. But is he off the Rams roster?
So me and Christian were talking about this the other day. He's on he's rostered but not, if that makes sense. Some sort of like unable to play type thing.
So he's like on the non-football injury list.
I think so.
Okay.
Allegedly,
was it due to his drinking?
Yeah, I think it's due to his drinking.
Yeah.
Which
Wow.
honestly,
He's got an alcohol issue.
addiction's a serious thing. It really is. But I don't have any respect for someone who is so successful and just throwing it away by drinking.
Yeah, and you're 29, dude. It's not like you're fresh out of you're 22, fresh out of college. You've been doing it for 3 years, and you're continuing to do it because you got a bunch of money. You're 29, bro. You're a full-fledged adult.
29?
Yeah.
He's older than both. Like, oh my god! I know.
Yeah, he's old,
but I didn't think he was that old.
I'm almost positive that he's 29.
My intern saying he's 25.
That intern?
Yeah, Christian.
Age. He's 25. Oh, he is 25, but still. Oh my gosh, he looks way older. He looks way older.
Dude's gonna be one of those guys who looks 50 when he's in his 30s.
Oh, 100%.
Have
still,
a huge beer gut apparently.
25. You're not a kid anymore, bro. Like
if he doesn't get it taken care of, which I hope that's what he's doing, is getting it taken care of. Which,
I hope he's in rehab.
Hats
right now.
off to him. I wish him all the best in getting over this issue. If not, he's going to follow a Johnny Manziel route of or even worse.
Johnny Manziel has had a redemption arc. Have you seen him helping out in what is it? what does Texas A&M call their? It's like their town.
I have no idea.
Whatever
College
it is.
Station?
College Station. He's opening up like a place there. He's really been getting involved in Texas A&M stuff, and so I think he's on a redemption arc. So he's
my,
getting
my
help,
issue
and he's
with
doing
my issue with
stuff.
Manziel wasn't even like that he was a partier. Man just didn't watch film. He didn't even like care. Like, did y'all watch that
He just talked
documentary
mad
that he was
shit
in?
and just
Like, yeah, like, how do you go to the NFL? And it's like supposedly your dream,
yeah,
and you just don't do anything to further that.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, I watched zero film. Like, what?
Why? Like, bro, you're getting paid millions,
Yeah,
millions of dollars, and
I
you're at, like, that is your job, bro. Like you practice, you go to meetings, you watch film, plain and simple.
your job, and like, I hate when people say it, but it's true. Your job's a kid's game. Like, it is a game.
True.
Like, go out there.
Played
and
at a high
fucking
level,
bust
but
your
it is
ass.
still game.
Like, I don't
You're
know,
blessed. You're blessed. You're blessed to have this opportunity. Don't freaking screw it up. Plain and simple.
Honestly.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
Tangent.
That was a tangent, but Will Levis kind of sparked that.
We shat on the Jaguars. Let's go to the other team.
Next
The
week.
Colts over the Ravens. How do we feel about that, Dakota?
I will say the Ravens had a very extensive injury list. Not everyone was like full strength. If they
You gotta
were on
play
the
with who
field.
you play.
Exactly. But I will give it to the Ravens that they did not have everybody. But I will say our defense is looking diabolical. They pressured Lamar. They kept him in the pocket. They had, I want to say, 3 sacks total. They're like tied second for sacks in the league. They're tied first for most TFLs in the league. Speed is looking good. Franklin's looking good. Our rookie cornerback, can't remember his name, but I think it's out of Kansas State or something. He's looking good. I mean, dude, our defense is looking there.
If you could bring
our
back,
offense,
if you could bring back
what's
prime Peyton Manning or prime Andrew Luck, who are you bringing back?
I'm bringing prime. It depends. How many years do I have with him? Like prime Peyton Manning. How many years does he have?
You'll
left?
have 10 with both.
10 with both.
Yeah.
I'm going Luck just for the simple fact of he's a little bit more mobile, and I think that's how you have to play in this league now.
I'm not even a Colts fan, and I miss Andrew Luck. I'm sad he retired so soon.
I know, literally right before the season too.
So, that
Literally
just made me
right
think
before the season.
him and RG3 are like the biggest what ifs. If
I know.
RG3 didn't get hurt,
he would have been a monster.
But if
Andrew
RG3
Luck
didn't
can pass and throw,
if RG3 didn't get hurt, we wouldn't have Kirko right
Pass
now.
and throw. Pass and throw.
Because Kirko was his backup.
oh, sorry,
when he got
pass
hurt.
and run. Thank you, Mikey. Mikey's over there just ahead. Pass and throw. Pass and throw.
For the 5 fans we have, 5 and counting. Mikey was taking a nap before we started recording.
It is late. It is almost 11.
He was probably on like the
I've been up
recliner.
since 5.
He was probably on the recliner
Hey.
telling Emma, "I'm not falling asleep."
I'm just resting my eyes.
So what other games do we have? Chiefs, Bears.
Sorry. I want to mention Matt Gay again because he's awesome. The best kicker around, best kicker in the league.
And who would have thought
no.
Justin Tucker
missed
would
the
get
61.
outkicked?
Exactly. Justin Tucker missed the 61-yard
did get
field goal
outkicked.
that could have won their game. Matthew
He
Gay,
got outkicked.
5 field goals, 4 of them 50-plus. And so, suck it, Justin Tucker. You're a loser. I thought they were about to do what they did to Jacksonville last year with that last
Strong
kick.
take.
So I feel like every time I see the Colts and Ravens play, the Colts for whatever reason play the Ravens really hard. Like that. This could just be like my AFC South tie a lot of games type memory. But it feels like the
Which
Colts.
we don't.
Play...
I looked it up, and
that's what
they've had
I'm
2 times.
saying. Like maybe it's just like that part of my brain where it's fabricating
It's
things.
that,
but I feel like the Colts play the Ravens pretty hard in the past few seasons.
It's that who wins Baltimore, because we used to be the Baltimore Colts, so
That's fair.
who wins Baltimore.
So let's see. I'm just going to list the games again slowly, see if there's any thing.
Cowboys, Cardinals.
Oh, that's a big upset.
Hey, you didn't mention Zach Moss.
Oh, he did have a fantastic game.
He had a game. He had a day.
Fantastic game.
Do y'all think Jonathan
our
Taylor comes back and plays, or do you guys like trade him?
I am hoping that he comes back and plays because although how good Moss is, I think Taylor is 10 times better. And he can turn some of those 25-yard runs that Moss had into 45-yard touchdowns.
I drafted Jonathan Taylor in one of my leagues, so he's sitting on my bench right now. I hope he comes back.
Well, what after this week, because we're week 4, after this week he can come back.
Him, big comebacks after this week. Him, Cooper Kupp, those two are both eligible to return after week 4.
I have Cooper Kupp on my IR right now for fantasy.
Hell yeah!
So I'm hoping he comes back and helps out. So,
but yeah, alopecia boy, bald boy, Josh Dobbs, balling on the Cowboys.
A freaking he can't even throw. Like, you made him look like a top elite quarterback. He scrambles. That's all he does. He just finds space, and that's all he can do. But you made him look like he could throw.
What do you think Kyler Murray was?
Truth.
I feel like Kyler Murray though was more strong and confident in his throws when he did throw it. Josh Dobbs to me is not a when I think of Josh Dobbs, I don't think he's run heavy, but he can also throw. When I think Josh Dobbs, I'm like, he can find space, but he cannot throw.
To be fair, whenever I think of Josh Dobbs, I think who?
Exactly. Who?
Yeah.
That Snoop Dogg meme? Who?
Now, at Tennessee, he was very good. When he played in college at Tennessee, he was very good. But outside of that, he's whatever. Look at him now. Anyway,
Look at him now.
So
big upset.
Dude,
Huge. Cowboys.
It started earlier.
Playoff contention.
It started earlier than we thought.
I
gave them at least till double-digit weeks to lose, and now they're doing it.
The Cowboys
top
can't be losing games like that if they want to win the division.
That's an easy game. Like the spread are salt. Like this,
it was like 12, like 12.5.
12.5 favorites.
Speaking of
same with 12.5 Chiefs.
The spread going this week for one of the games is like, let's see, the Cardinals versus the Niners is 13.5 for this week.
I don't think the Niners let that happen to them though.
Not that defense.
No. Not that offense.
No, that's not going to happen to them.
They trounced the Giants in a kind of ugly game.
It was slow. It was a slow start, but the Niners eventually picked up.
Keep proving that they can win in any way they want to.
Yeah.
If they want to run the ball, they can.
If they
want to check down, they want to throw the deep ball.
MVP baby, all day.
Okay, so so I got Madden.
He finds ways.
I got Madden recently.
Is Madden cross-platform?
I think so. I'll have to look into it.
We can play.
And so I did my first.
Cody, you suck because I got it on Xbox because
I got it on Xbox too.
I play on PlayStation.
Yeah, because I knew Dakota.
He plays
I have both.
I think it's crossplay. We'll look into it after this. But so
anyways.
So I did my first year of like my career. I started as a running back. Yeah. Got drafted by the Patriots. Amazingly, very exciting.
Imagine that.
Cody Wheels.
The playoff picture was insane. The Jaguars had the 1 seed. Chiefs were ranked 7.
Madden has no idea what the
Falcons were ranked 1 seed for NFC.
No, yeah.
And it came down to the Chargers and Niners in the Super Bowl, with the Niners winning and being Super Bowl MVP.
I once saw a Falcons-Bills Super Bowl. Okay, a Falcons-Bills Super Bowl. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Speaking of Falcons, they didn't look good.
Lions. That's my second team, baby.
Lions
Michigan.
are good. Jets look atrocious. Patriots don't look that much better. Browns 27-3.
Deshaun Watson played that game.
Derrick Henry had like 12 carries for like 20 yards. Atrocious.
And Myles Garrett was going ham in that game. By the way,
Myles Garrett is making a case for Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm glad he come back from his little helmet issue a few years ago.
Well, so we'll never know what truly was said during that incident, and if what was his name? Mason
Rudolph.
Was it Mason Rudolph?
Rudolph.
If he actually said what Myles Garrett like alluded to,
he said
it.
He looks like the guy.
And he started it.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
He did start it.
So
that man,
like
Myles Garrett seems like a great guy. So I don't think.
Yeah, honestly, if you push, like seeing like behind the scenes stuff of Myles Garrett, like he seems like a pretty chill guy, and to push him to the point where he wants to hit you with his helmet, you gotta said something, bro.
I watched. You know how like they'll be like walking into practice and they have like a media guy like with a sign that has a question. I saw one of them. It was like, what fantasy person would you want to be? And Myles Garrett was like, I wouldn't want to be anyone from anime. They don't live any good lives. Like he was like, Saitama sucks, Naruto sucks, Goku sucks. Like their lives are trash.
Another what's his name? Jamal Williams or Jamal Charles?
Jamal Williams.
What's his name?
I love Jamal Williams. He's so good.
Little weeb. I love that guy, man.
Let's see. We talked about the Saints. Talked about the Dolphins. I don't think the Vikings are going to be in the playoffs this year.
Oh man, I know.
0-3. That's
0-3 to start. I will say, you can't blame. You really can't blame. Put all the blame on the defense. The defense looked good at times. You can't put all the blame on any of the offensive weapons. Kirko especially. He's playing his freaking ass off. It's that offensive line, man.
Yeah, I think this game is definitely the offensive line, and you can spread a little bit of blame to everyone else. But it's
just shit in the bed, man. They are not protecting Kirko like he's a freaking 30. I don't even know, what is he, like 35, 36? Like he's up there in age.
He's been playing for like 13 years, I think.
Yeah, so you're not protecting him like he's an old quarterback, bro. Protect him like his life depends on it, because it does, bro. He could be Aaron Rodgers tomorrow because of how old he is, man. Come on now. Have you seen quarterback and all the crap he has to do to stay healthy?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and the hits he takes.
Oh.
Bro, it hurt me listening to that on quarterback. I'm like, Kirko, no. So I think they need to figure out the offensive line situation. I don't know what they need to do. I don't know if they need to get in the trade market for somebody.
My thing with Kirko is if they don't find a way to protect him this year, I don't know if they re-sign him. And I don't know if Kirk is going to go to a team and be a starter anywhere else. So this very well may be.
No,
I don't think he goes to the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to come back.
He's already confirmed to come back. So
I just don't know where he would go.
You think Aaron Rodgers will slow now? Wait till he comes back from this injury.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I have to give him a peg leg.
That offensive line.
Hey, no, he's got the top medical treatment. He's got darkness retreats, ayahuasca, and dolphin mating noises.
Dude,
he's gonna come back.
The Dolphins, dude, that was wild. When he said that, wild.
I love Pat McAfee because you can tell that he thinks Aaron Rodgers is insane, but like he's his friend, so he's never gonna
loves the guy.
He's never gonna shit on Aaron Rodgers for it. But he's like
dolphin noises. Oh, okay. He does that little like, like, whoa, dude.
Insane.
That's insane. I love Pat McAfee, man.
Same. Bills over Commanders. Bills just doing Bills things.
Oh, to go one more thing on Kirko.
Okay.
Kirko has thrown like 250 plus yards in each game that he has with a shitty offensive line. So if he doesn't get picked up, some of the GMs are stupid. because if he doesn't get re-signed,
where could he go? Who is quarterback needy?
Broncos.
Bronco. Ooh, you think the Broncos?
I think
Cardinals.
Cardinals is a good one. The Broncos are a good one.
I think Cardinals. It depends on.
I would say the Bears, but they don't have a line, so this gets defeat the point.
It's depending on who wins the Caleb Williams lottery this year.
Ooh, that's true.
The Bears.
So Bears. I
The
think
Bears
it's
are
Bears.
winning that. Yeah, they're moving on from Justin Fields.
I think the Cardinals keep Kyler Murray because he's coming back this year.
True. Yeah. I think the Broncos make the most sense just because Russell is.
I don't know if they. I think they give Russell one more year, maybe. Because they did pay him a lot of money to go there.
Yeah, but we see that all the time, and they'll just offload his ass. But I mean, we could see Kirko go back. I mean, who knows? Kirko also might retire and be like, you know what, fuck it.
My intern is saying Titans. Is it possible?
Titans is a good one, but I mean, that's kind of a slap to the face to Will Levis.
I don't know if they have the support there for Kirko. I think Kirk needs to go to a win now sort of team, not a team.
I think he can turn a team with a good offensive line or a decent offensive line into a win now team.
So I think it can't be understated how much help that Kirk has had since he's been with the Vikings. I think he's a good quarterback, but it can't be understated that he's had Stephon Diggs, and then immediately after Stephon Diggs, Jay Jettis.
Yeah. Which is one. And granted, he's had Dalvin Cook, which establishes the run game, which opens up the pass game. So, I mean, yes, he's had help, but in reality, he has had one person of help.
Yeah.
In the air raid market. So easily teams can just double coverage.
I want Justin Jettis to go to the Patriots.
They do, and still what happens? Kirko places the perfect fucking ball between two defenders, and boom, there you go. He's off to the races to the touchdown. It's like, well, I think he's a quarterback that is very underrated, and I will die on that hill.
Me too. He's definitely underrated.
What about Mike? What about Mike Tomlin?
You think he goes to the Steelers?
That's not a bad possibility.
I don't think they move off Kenny Pickett this soon.
Well, I mean, listen, if they do, it could be like a Jets situation of what they're trying to do, where they brought in Aaron Rodgers. Zach Wilson sits behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 years. They win now, and Zach Wilson hopefully picks up and soaks up of what
they need to get Zach
Aaron
Wilson
Rodgers is saying.
Zach Wilson's not the guy to be learning anything.
You could see Kirko, which is a very smart guy, knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about, go into Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett learned from him for 2 years. Yeah. They could go and make a deep run in the playoffs because I think they do have a decent team.
I think that could be a help because I think Jettas wants to play with Kirk Cousins. I think I saw somewhere that he wants to play with Kirk, and that's a big part of his re-signing process. So maybe Jettas and Kirk, they have amazing chemistry. So
Vikings don't let go of both of them though. If they do, it's Kirko for free because I think isn't he on his last year of contract?
I think they're both moved.
I think
this is definitely a contract here for Kirko, but I think Jettas is either. I think this year is his last or next year.
I think he has 2 more years, and so I think Kirko for free, but Steelers are going to have to pay at the ass if they want Jefferson.
So the Vikings are good with that though because they took the pick that the Bills traded them, and they drafted Jettas with it. So
true, they could just be like, you know what, we're rebuilding. Let's offload our good guys while we can and rebuild.
They took Stephon, traded him, upgraded at receiver because I think Jettas is better than Stephon.
100%.
Maybe they do it again. Maybe they upgrade off Jettas. Hard to do, but Who knows?
Who's there though right now, like in the college realm,
You're asking me.
besides maybe Marvin Harrison Jr.
People are saying he's like a next Randy Moss.
He's the next Marvin Harrison. Motherfucker could play. All right. Okay, Marvin Harrison was that guy.
He was that guy.
And so
Him and Reggie Wayne with
oh my
Peyton
gosh, Reggie Wayne, Pierre Garcon, Marvin Harrison, when they were all right there, that was a freaking room. And then our defense had I can get into a tangent. Never mind.
I feel the same way with Patriots.
Yeah, we just started naming all the old
Seahawks versus Panthers. Seahawks did what we thought they were going to do.
Seahawks looks good. I like Seahawks.
Raiders versus Steelers was just a boring game.
Yeah.
Bucks versus Eagles wasn't as close as I thought it was. They
I
had
thought the Bucks
time.
defense was going to do better than
They had time in the fourth, but they didn't call any timeouts. Apparently, like they had like 9 minutes left and timeouts, and they just kept They ended the game with timeouts. I guess
that's weird.
They're giving up. I don't know.
Tank for Caleb Williams.
They're gonna have to do It's gonna be a challenge to tank worse than the Bears this year. So,
well, the Broncos are beating the Bears this week. I think the Broncos are. Who knows? I think the Broncos
do we have anything to say? Do we have anything to say about the Bengals Rams? That was also kind of a boring game. All right, let's move into next week's picks then, since we're already talking.
All right, let's do this thing.
The Broncos Bears, is that on anyone's list for most interesting? It just barely missed mine because it's. I think the battle of the worst.
Oh yeah, it's a freaking toilet bowl, and I think that's why it's probably interesting.
I would laugh my ass off if they just tie. They both end the
season. Oh my gosh, they pull a Colts, or Texans.
They pull an AFC South.
They pull an AFC South that we've done once, like because literally we looked it up, and literally the Colts and Texans like 3 years ago were the only one, or 2 years ago.
Yeah, like they tied each other.
They tied each other, and that's it. There's way more ties everywhere else, and I'm just like, for some reason, I thought that the Colts and Titans have tied before.
It just, for whatever, because Christian.
It's Mandela effect.
Christian looked it up also after listening to the podcast, and he said the same thing. Like he was like, "It feels like the AFC South just ties."
Right,
but they don't.
They don't apparently.
Oh.
But yeah, so garbage bowl. The garbage bowl. Yeah.
The Caleb Williams playoff.
the lottery. Yeah, the lottery for Caleb Williams. Who can suck the worst?
Mikey, we don't really start with you first, but who do you have on your first for your exciting games for Week 4?
The Patriots and the Cowboys.
Ooh. I was gonna put that one, but I was like, I'm not gonna overload it with Patriots content. I'm not gonna be that guy.
Oh, I'm that guy.
I'm very excited for the Patriots Cowboys game because I'm expecting the Patriots to lose, but I would not. What?
So you're excited about that?
No, I'm excited because I could see the Patriots winning this game.
Oh, you said I'm excited about that because I expect the Patriots to lose.
You didn't let me. You didn't let me get to the but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's going to be
also.
Go on.
This stat line is not going to help you because they're playing in Dallas. But I've seen an interesting stat line, which I know probably has nothing to do with the record, but it's just funny to me. So they're 11-1. Cowboys are 11-1 on turf and 1-4 on the grass.
Speaking of weird stat lines, do y'all remember last season? Leading up to the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna forget last season.
Same. Do y'all remember going into the Buccaneers Cowboys game in the early season? The commercials were full of like the Cowboys never beat Tom Brady. Y'all remember that? Because I saw that.
Only a Patriots fan will remember that.
No, that was like a big part of their advertising. Like for that game, they're like, Tom Brady's never lost to the Cowboys. And I just find it ironic that his last game was a loss to the Cowboys.
Unlucky.
Yeah. Skill issue, honestly.
Skill issue. Yeah, he sucks.
Go. More like, whoa, am I right? Give me Zach
More
Wilson
like
over
what?
Tom Brady anytime.
Oh, 100% every day.
Oh,
Give me give me Zach Wilson.
give me Nathan Peterman.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think the Patriots defense is good enough to stop the Cowboys offense. But on the flip side,
Apparently the Cardinals are, so.
I mean,
the Patriots have arguably a top 5 defense. But they don't have the offense to back it up. And the Dallas have a good defense with or without Trayvon Diggs.
Well, Josh Dobbs looked like a top 5. He made that offense look pretty top notch last week against the freaking supposedly one of the top defenses in the nation.
Do we think that the Trayvon Diggs injury is going to hurt them that much, or do you think that was just a fluke game?
Freak! No.
It shouldn't.
There is no way one person, when you got Micah Parsons, if Micah Parsons went down, absolutely I could understand it. But yeah, Trayvon Diggs.
So
no.
my argument for it not affecting them is because Trayvon, whenever he was covering somebody, it was either a pick or a touchdown. Like he didn't have any. It was one or the other.
It wasn't like it's not.
So like having someone else back there is not going to affect them that much, but they did just let Cardinals, arguably the worst team in the league going into the season, like everyone thought they were going to be the worst at least, just trounce them.
It's true. The Cardinals were leading the Caleb Williams lottery at the beginning of the year. So
that's true. Dakota, who'd you have for your first game? Colts, I imagine.
My first game are the Dolphins and Bills.
Ooh, I had that one.
I think that's going to be a very interesting game. I think that if they continue this high-powered offense that is the Dolphins, I think that it's going to be a very back-and-forth game with two very good offenses. And so I think we could see a high-scoring game.
So going into week 4, I hope it doesn't happen. If Tua stays healthy, I hope he doesn't get hurt, is what I'm trying to say. If he stays healthy,
I hope it doesn't happen. if he stays healthy,
I hope he stays healthy. If he doesn't get hurt, I think he might be MVP, and I think they are probably going to win the division. I don't know if the Bills
like he does.
I don't know if the Bills can keep up with this high-powered offense. But to be fair, the Patriots, who aren't that great, kept it close with the Dolphins. So I don't know. It just depends on the week. We are only 3 weeks in. We can't overreact
everyone's
too
much. Everyone's still getting.
They're finding their identity
to the
still.
offense. Yeah, everyone's still trying to figure themselves out. So
I think this game would be a good indication of who wins the AFC East, though.
I think it is down between those two.
As much as I wanted to be the Patriots, the Patriots are going to be third.
Yeah.
It's going to be the Dolphins, the Bills, probably the Dolphins, based on how they're playing already.
I would assume so.
But yeah, I had first. I didn't really rank them most interesting. It's just I went down the list, picked them. My first game is Falcons Jags. They're both Falcons are 2-1. Jags are 1-2. Jags need the win. Falcons also need the win. Because their division is surprisingly competitive. Well, not surprisingly, we expected it from the division.
Yeah, I think we said that was up in the air. It was an up in the air division with.
I think the only team that's out of it is the Panthers. I think they're 0-3. They have no shot
for now. I mean,
I don't think they have a shot.
You never know.
You never know. Any given Sunday.
Exactly.
A lot of games to be played.
So piggybacking off the Falcons
title
Jags
of this episode is going to be Any Given Sunday.
That's a good title. I appreciate it. But bouncing off the Falcons Jags is I also have the Saints Bucks, because I think that could also be indicative of who wins that division. And I have the two games I had was Saints Bucks, Browns Ravens, for the same reasons. I think it's going to have implications for playoffs. And
who wins that division?
Yeah, because Browns weren't looking great the first 2 weeks, but they looked good week 3 against the Titans. It's the Titans. They're not the best, but Deshaun looked good, really good in this game without Nick Chubb. Um, I'm glad they got Kareem Hunt back. Really want to see more from him going forward. But yeah, I think the AFC North is still anyone's game, and so is the NFC South. And yeah, that's
big.
big news.
I will say I have the Texans playing the Steelers.
Okay.
I think I want to see if CJ Stroud can repeat what he did last week and see if it's not just a one-off week, if he just had a good week. I think this will.
I took the Texans in the pick'ems.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think that's a great choice. I think Texans do if CJ Stroud plays how he did last week. So I'd love to see it. I'd love to see watch these young quarterbacks and see how they develop because this was the year of the quarterback. I mean,
it feels like every few years is the year of the quarterback, though.
Yeah, well, this year's obviously specifically because we have 3 of them starting. We have obviously the AFC South that's 4 young quarterbacks.
I think
is
it's
optional.
The youngest quarterback division ever.
Room,
right?
yeah, I think so. Because I mean, Tannehill gets knocked out, you can obviously, but you have 2 rookies and Trevor Lawrence. And which Trevor Lawrence is still, he's 3 years in the NFL, 2 years in the NFL, and he's like 23, 24.
Yeah, this is his 30.
So he's still young. Anthony Richardson's 21, like he just turned 21, and so I'm very excited for these quarterbacks to see how they develop, see who can play, who's going to stay in the league, and who's going to kind of fizzle out.
It'll be very interesting to see, like in a few years. Because just like 2 years ago, we had Trevor, Mack, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, like that draft class.
And now look at them.
Yeah, I can't wait to see who's gonna like keep going or who's going to fail. Right now, it doesn't look like any of them are going to fail in particular.
I know. I think they're all just getting their footing, and I think they're doing a damn good job of getting their footing. Anthony Richardson obviously concussed this past week. He couldn't play.
But
I'm hoping that he comes back against the Rams and is able to do something. So. But Minshew Magic is still alive and well. I'm glad
I'm a Minshew fan. He is.
Oh, I love him.
He just has good energy about him.
Yeah, he's the type of player that he's kind of like a what's his name? Jacoby Brissett. He's kind of like a Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby.
He is good for the locker room.
Yeah.
He is good when you need him to be, and when you need him come in, and he's A-okay sitting behind somebody and coming in when the team needs him. He's a very team-oriented player.
They're not gonna go out there and lose you the game, but they're not going to wow you and win you
a game that you shouldn't win.
Yeah,
but they will win you a game that you should win.
Yes,
type
him, Jacoby, Teddy B. I'm a big Teddy B fan,
which is arguable because obviously. We won a game that we probably shouldn't have won, but you can really say that our kicker won us that game.
Hey, the quarterback had to get you. The quarterback had to get you in position for those field goals.
Man, what did he get us? Freaking 55 yards to the field goal. So like
that led you to more points.
450 plus.
Zach,
that led you to more field goals and points than the Ravens had.
Hey, Zach Moss had carry one that too.
So. That is true. Zach Moss did set us up a lot. Had some good carries.
Yeah.
Minshew now can't put Minshew down. He played well. He
didn't lose the game for you guys.
Exactly. So that's what it is. He is a good solid person to have back there because he will not lose you that game. He won't win you the game, but he won't lose that game. He'll set up others to be successful.
It's like the ideal backup is you want someone who can come in, worst case scenario, keep it competitive, not lose you games, not necessarily out-duel anyone, but he's going to keep you in the games that you should be in, which we already stated.
Love the guy, man. I think it was a great addition. I hope he stays with the Colts next year. I know he's only on a 1-year contract, but I hope he stays.
I hope he gets a place and stays. I don't think he's a starting quarterback anymore.
No.
There was talks of it like a few years ago. But I hope he finds a place and stays because he's worth it. Because
Yeah.
there are a lot of other backup quarterbacks that keep finding jobs. I'm just like, how? Like Colt McCoy just got dropped this year. Like we're still having Colt McCoy in the league.
Wait, he was from Wyoming,
I'm not
right?
sure.
He was the Wyoming guy. I
Um,
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know where he was from.
I love him.
Who is that?
I love him just because he's been a Patriots for a long time. But Brian Hoyer still had a drop last year.
Where was he from, Mikey? I don't know where that guy's from.
I don't think Mikey knows. That's why he's laughing.
Mikey's
Texas.
Texas? He was at Texas?
Colt McCoy?
And he did
Is
that
who we're talking about?
terrible? Yeah. I thought he was a Wyoming guy. I thought he was like some random...
Played college football at Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, no,
Mikey,
that dude was really...
Next week, I'm
He
going
was really
to
good at
have a
Texas.
list of quarterbacks, and I'm just going to quiz you. And then, like, we're going to do that for
Where'd he
like
play?
we're going to do that for like the first 5-10 minutes. Just quiz
That's going
you
to be
on
the college recap, is
Yeah.
quizzing college quarterbacks and where they went to school.
or we can save that for when college is over and the NFL's still going on.
There we go.
We'll do that.
That'd be our...
Yeah, we'll save that because I'll have plenty to talk about up till then.
So yeah, those are my picks. Mikey, did you have?
Oh, don't forget about Sam. Don't forget about Sam Howell too.
Oh, Sam.
Who?
He's not a rookie, right? I thought he played last year.
He's still young though. I thought we
Fair.
were talking about young quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's fair. That's fair. We did talk
Fair.
about Trevor Lawrence.
He's from North Carolina.
Sam
He just wanted to
Howell.
I up Sam Howell just so we can show that he knew where he went to college at. That's
Exactly,
the only reason.
Exactly.
Dude, I love Sam Howell though. Sam Howell's a good dude, man. I hope he does well.
The glazing's wild.
Man.
Would you have?
any more picks? Games?
I had Colts and Rams, obviously.
Colts and Rams.
That's just because I'm a Colts fan and I want to see Richardson back. I want to see because he should be out of concussion protocol.
I hope so. Fantasy league.
I need him to protect himself a little more when he's going in and make a little smarter decisions.
I think that's a lesson that a lot of rookie quarterbacks need to learn going into the NFL.
Especially mobile rookie quarterbacks.
Because I think, if you guys recall, Joe Burrow had that same issue where he didn't know how to slide properly.
Oh, yeah.
And like he had that conversation with the ref, and the ref was like, "You got to get down. Like if you're going down, go down."
Yeah.
So I think that's an issue that these rookies and young guys are coming in and maybe not realizing that the defenders aren't.
They're coming at you, dude.
They're not the normal college guys you're going up
No,
against.
these
are the best of the best. Like
Yeah.
you're dealing with like a Myles Garrett or a TJ Watt or a Micah Parsons. You're dealing with at least
Just
one
coming at
star
you full
guy
speed.
who's going to kick your ass each game.
Mhm.
And I don't think they're ready for it. So
And that comes down to the coaching. Like you gotta
warn these
what
guys.
you gotta
Yeah.
what you gotta your quarterback coach day one should be in that quarterback room like, all right guys, when we go out to practice we're gonna learn how to freaking slide and protect ourselves.
Yeah.
Because and I would, as a quarterback coach, I would go through their college film and be like, this example where you barely got hit, your ass would have been fucking grass. Concussion protocol right there if you didn't slide properly or if you did that bull crap.
I think
here.
the well-coached teams, you don't see this issue as much. Like Kenny Pickett with Mike Tomlin, Mac Jones with Bill Belichick. Like you're not.
Kenny Pickett's also not terribly mobile.
No, but like we're not accusing Joe Burrow of being a mobile quarterback, but he did have the issue of not going down and protecting
sliding,
himself.
yeah.
So, I think the well-coached teams, like Lamar, he's super mobile. I think he does a pretty good job of protecting himself. I think he gets unlucky with his injuries. That has plagued him a little bit. But I think Jim Harbaugh definitely tried to warn him, like, hey, like you gotta
do
protect
anything.
yourself
You gotta do anything you can to protect yourself because shoot, you might score a touchdown on this play, but if you're out for the rest of the game, you can't score more touchdowns.
Yeah,
This
for
one
sure.
touchdown's not worth more.
Yeah,
Being out for a
availability
half.
is the best ability.
Exactly. So that's big. That's all the games I had for my interesting. Mike, you had any other interesting picks, interesting games that you want to watch this weekend?
No.
All right, I think.
Hey, I do got one question though.
Yes.
So, one question: who will be the last undefeated team standing?
Oh my God, Christian!
There's 3 left.
Christian just told me
3 left.
either earlier today
And
or last night.
there's 2 of them.
An undefeated watch. He told me that we should have an undefeated watch, and I said I don't think we should do that until maybe like week 10 because it's like
I don't
the
think,
Dolphins
I don't
and
think
Eagles.
I don't think anyone's making it week 10.
All right. So
undefeated.
Who's
because the Dolphins and Eagles play in the next couple weeks.
So let's look at the
49ers, Eagles, Dolphins. Let's
go team by team. We'll start with the Dolphins. Look at their schedule. See what we think.
The only AFC team that's undefeated.
All right. So coming up, Bills play the Dolphins play the Bills.
They win.
Giants.
They win.
Panthers.
They win.
Eagles.
Oh, that's the battle of the undefeated.
That is, if they both are undefeated at that point.
True. I think that I have no idea. That's going to be a great game.
Patriots probably gonna.
They win.
Yeah. A curveball for the Dolphins. The Chiefs.
I still think Dolphins win that. I think if Tua's healthy at that point, I think they win it.
Raiders.
Yeah, I'd say they win that.
Jets.
I think they steamroll the Jets.
Commanders, Titans, Jets. Wins.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I think Cowboys can have a possibility of giving them a run for their money if they act.
And then they have the last two games. Last 2 games, Ravens and Bills to close out.
If they lose that, it's going to be the fact that they're sitting their starters for playoffs.
So just off the cuff, the Dolphins have Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bills twice, and Ravens. So that's 6 really tough games. So I don't think they're going. I don't think they win all 6 of those games.
If they win against the Eagles, I think they lose against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And
all right, let's go.
And then I think they lose against the Bills once. I think they split the series.
That's fair.
So
let's go. Okay, Niners next.
Niners.
The Cardinals.
Easy.
Cowboys the week after.
I think that's gonna be a tough game, but I think they win that.
Browns. I don't think that'll be a cakewalk. Vikings.
Can never count out Kirko.
No. Bengals, Jags, Bucks, Seahawks.
Also Eagles.
Seahawks again. Cardinals again. Ravens. Commanders and Rams.
I think the Seahawks split the series with them too.
Yeah, I think they lose at least 1 or 2 divisional games.
I think they lose. I think they win all of them except for the 2 with the Seahawks. I think they split the Seahawks.
I could see them.
I think they lose against the Eagles.
I could see them if they're in a good enough position resting against the Rams week 18 and them losing that. Okay. So they have. Let's see how many tough games they have. Cowboys. Are we counting the Browns as a tough game?
It just depends. The Browns, I feel like, are inconsistent right now.
We'll count it as a tough maybe.
Given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Vikings.
Exactly.
Vikings offense will keep them in any game.
True.
Bengals.
Bengals can't
Going
count
into the season,
Burrow.
I thought the Jags would be a good team, but Seahawks.
Okay, now in Mikey's defense of the Jaguars, I think the Jaguars are a good team. I think they're just I don't know what's wrong with them, to be honest, because on paper, yes, they're a great team. And so I think they have a little bit of Colts-itis.
I can
where the
excuse
Colts
the
on
Chiefs
paper are great.
loss, but the Texans is where it gets a little.
True.
Okay. Anyway, so they also have the Eagles. So and the Ravens. So that's 6 to 7 tough games. Also, I don't think they win all 6 or 7 of those.
Yeah, I don't think we have an undefeated team this year. I just don't think so.
Well, I think the question was who's going to be the last undefeated team. I think I could be wrong, but I think going into it, the Eagles had one of the top 10 weakest. No, never mind. No, excuse that. I'm looking at it and it's not. But for the Eagles, they have the Commanders, the Rams,
They win.
the Jets,
They win.
Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Cowboys.
I want to
Seahawks.
say that the Eagles will lose before the Niners. I think the Niners go into the Eagles week undefeated. And then I think that puts a kind of chip on the Eagles' shoulder to beat the crap out of them. And I think it's a close game. I think they win that.
The Eagles have a really tough schedule also because they're playing the Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, Niners, Cowboys twice. And for whatever reason, the NFC East always plays each other really hard. You'll get those weird upset victories. So they might split a game with the Giants somewhere. Maybe split with the Commanders.
I just can't see.
I can't see it either.
I just can't see it. Even if they play their hardest, I just don't see the Giants.
So they play the Eagles week 18. So it could be very well like the Rams sitting your starters.
Yeah,
don't want them to get hurt.
That's true.
So who is last? Who would be last? I think
the Niners. I think the Niners go into Eagles week undefeated because they don't play. They I think their toughest opponent becomes the Eagles.
So
if I read it correctly,
you think?
Read me the Niners schedule again.
So in order: Cardinals, Cowboys,
they win that.
Browns, Vikings, Bengals, Jags, Niners again. No, sorry, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Eagles.
I think they go undefeated until the Eagles.
So let's see.
I think they have a possibility to go undefeated until the
Eagles.
Eagles.
So they're 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you think they go 11-0 into the Eagles game?
Into the Eagles game. And I think the Eagles have already lost one or two at this point.
Okay, so
I think the Eagles have already lost one or two at this point, and then the Eagles
so Eagles right now
San Francisco
3-0. When do you think they lose to the Dolphins? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that.
Let's see, 3, 4,
because
5, 6,
it's
7,
what, week
8,
5?
9. Okay, so before
week 5 or
before
week 6?
week 10, they face the Dolphins and the Chiefs,
which are very possibly two losses that they get handed to.
Okay, so then we have the Dolphins. Oh shit. So they're 3-0.
Yep.
Let's see.
This man's
so
counting.
Bills. So we're thinking they beat the Bills. They beat the Giants. They beat the Panthers. You think they beat the Eagles?
Yep.
Patriots, and then the Chiefs.
Yeah,
so
I think Chiefs have a high possibility of handing 2
4, 6, 7, 8,
losses 9. To undefeated teams.
3.
Because I mean, Patrick Mahomes,
5, 6, 7,
Travis
8,
Kelce,
9.
like, come on, you can't count those guys out. Chris Jones on the other side of the ball.
Am I stupid? Oh.
You also got to account that they have a bye week in there somewhere.
Okay, that's what. Okay, yeah. I was looking at it and was like, "There's no way the Chiefs are playing the Eagles and the Dolphins week 9."
they have a bye week somewhere in there.
So yeah, I like. It's possible.
What do you think?
It's possible the Chiefs, the Eagles. It's possible the Chiefs could be the team to hand all three of them their first loss.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Chiefs just going on a tear of undefeated teams? That someone's gonna make like a graphics of like.
No, sorry. The Niners
Patrick
don't play
Mahomes.
the Chiefs in the regular season.
Oh, okay.
But if for whatever reason the Niners go undefeated into the playoffs and they lose in the Super Bowl to the Chiefs just knocked out all three.
Undefeated teams.
Like,
yeah.
That'd be
I think
hilarious.
I think that's a high possibility. I think the Dolphins. Well, the Dolphins knock out, or the Eagles. What did I say? The Eagles knock out the Dolphins. Or did I say that vice versa? I think I said the Dolphins knock out the Eagles. The Chiefs knock out the Dolphins.
Team names at this
and
point.
then the Eagle. Yeah. And then the Eagles knock out the 49ers. I think that's how it rolls.
I think by week 10 we won't have an undefeated team. That's like 6 weeks from now, and that's a long stretch. Yeah. That's not like a hot take to say, by week 10 everybody's gonna lose a game.
That's fair. I mean,
but
what was it last year? Vikings had 9-0, 8-0, and then lost.
I remember a couple of years ago when the Steelers were 11-0, and then just shit the bed.
Yeah.
I told a friend. A friend was really high on them. They're like, Steelers are 11-0. Like, they have to be good, right? I was like, I just don't see it. I think they're gonna fall apart somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
And then they fell apart, and I was like, I told you. Like, I just. But hats off to Mike Tomlin for just having at least a 8-8 or better team every year.
Yeah, that's big in the NFL because rebuilding periods and stuff like that. You don't see that very often.
All right, Mikey looks like he's dozing off over there, or like
so we got to get to our last section, Mikey's
the big
bet portion.
Mikey, take us away.
Yet somebody else's turn to do. I started last week. Remember?
Yeah. I thought you were handling it, and we were just switching. I thought we were rotating who picked first.
No, so you pick your own games, though.
What? I'm so confused.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you gave us games to pick from.
I do, but then we have bet. So best bet is where you pick like the games where that other team, like they're underdogs, or you don't like they're not like a favorite to win, but you could see them possibly winning.
Okay.
But it's because like last week I picked like Falcons Lions, and I picked the Falcons to beat the Lions.
I picked the
Dakota picked the Bears, Chiefs, and you picked the Bucks and the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
So now
I don't want to. I'm glad you brought that up. We can't ignore arguably one of the worst takes I've ever seen on anything ever. Dakota went into that. We're not letting you slide on this one. Dakota went into that game saying that the Bears were going to hold the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs.
It was because the Swifties, bro. They generated
the Taylor
magic.
Swift magic did help, but
exactly.
I don't think I'd have to go back and look, but I think it's rare that the Kansas City Chiefs are held under 20 points.
Like Mikey said last episode. Okay, we're all about hot takes here. All right, and I'm throwing them out all season. Exactly, and that's a huge mistake by me, and I'll take that. But I'm throwing it out all season long. Just like today, hot take of the episode, Cardinals are taking down the San Francisco 49ers. You've heard it here first. It's going to be by a touchdown. Actually, no, by a field goal. All right, they're winning by a field goal. It's going to be
be a bitch.
Within the last 2 minutes of the game.
That's such an original take, Dakota, that a team kicks a walk-off field goal. You're so cool.
I know. And that's exactly what's going to happen to the Cardinals. They're going to win. and it's not gonna be a walk off. Okay, Brock Purdy's gonna get the ball back with like a minute and a half left, but he's not gonna score. Okay, it's not gonna happen, and the Cardinals are gonna win, and the Cardinals are gonna mess up the Vegas lines again. Okay.
Okay. So the whole spread thing, the minus is who's gonna win, right? Like they're predicted.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The minus is the winners. I'll be honest with you. I am very new to this gambling thing, dude, and I don't know exactly of covering the spread, what that means.
So covering the spread. So for the, I know what covering the spread means. Like, so the Patriots are 6.5 against the spread. So if they get within 6.5 points of the Cowboys this week, so if it's like 12-6, they covered the spread. They're within the spread.
Gotcha.
So like the Cowboys are predicted to win by at least 7 points.
Gotcha.
So that's what the spread is. I just always get confused on the plus or minus.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you pick the Dallas Cowboys, they must win by at least 7 points. If you pick the Patriots, they must either win, tie, or lose by no more than 6 points.
Yes. Speaking of, actually no, Mikey, it's your pick. It's your pick next. Since I started last week, Dakota started this week.
No, I started last week.
Did you?
Yeah. And then you made the comment, that's whenever you suggested that we change it each week. I'm going to go last since I picked first. So it's you.
Oh, well.
And then you'll go next week, and then I'll go, and then Dakota will go.
Okay.
And we'll keep... I got the flow, don't worry about it.
He got the flow. He's got it handled. He's got it handled.
See, I want to think that he's got it handled, but he said, I thought someone else was handling this week.
I meant it as like... Because I think we were just confused, because we do pick, like, from, like, regular matchup games, yes. We pick 4 games, which I've already got those pre-listed, but best bet is something completely different.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Just letting everyone know, we do plan this out. We are so organized for this
we
podcast.
have
just letting
pages
everyone know.
on pages of notes.
We have 15 weekly meetings. Just letting everyone know.
3 interns. We're
I
very
know
professional.
wait, time out. You have an intern. I don't. What is this? What's this going on here?
I don't want to give him big head because he is actively like listening. Like I said earlier, I have a live audience. He is here with me. I just have the best friend around. Like that's just it. Like
True.
He's my guy.
Is this?
I appreciate that. I'm always listening. I understand. Got it.
I'm always here. For you.
See, Mikey, you can't be my best friend. Your dad called me his son, so we're brothers now. Like, I've been adopted by your father in the YouTube comments.
By Wheels, by the name of Wheels.
It's like official adoption papers. Wheels Goodman. I'm now Wheels Lowry. Anyway, my pick for the week. Nothing else popped out at me, so I have to pick the one that I just my heart believes.
He's gonna
pick mine.
Patriots.
He's picking
over the Cowboys.
He's picking mine. Mother.
That's why we rotate, baby. That's why we rotate.
Hey, now he's typing. He's like, gotta change now. NFL schedule.
I had like the whole like just like
the pick'ems.
Yeah.
I still have to do my like college one or something.
I didn't even join the college one because I knew I was gonna like fail.
Come on, man. You gotta join the college one just for fun.
I don't know enough. Like I want to know more. It's just
you don't have to.
I don't.
You really don't have to know. You just throw it out there. You never know.
What?
College's so random, anyways.
Do I have to?
But you have to.
Predict the score for your game, Dakota. Like what's the exact score?
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with. I think the 49ers are gonna go up very fast, very soon. So I think it's gonna be 28. Niners.
I think the Cardinals come back.
31 Cardinals.
I will take the. It's not a hot take of a score. Everyone always predicts the score for games. I will take 24-21 Patriots over Cowboys. I feel like that's always like the prediction for pundits use for games.
Mine's essentially the same thing, just added touchdown.
Yeah.
like
I feel like everyone's always like it's 24-21 or 28-25.
It's gonna be a close one.
28-3.
Can you imagine someone predicted the Miami game? It's gonna be 70-20. Okay, it's gonna be 70-20.
Scoregami. We talked about it last week.
Oh my god, and it happens.
So there was one in week 1. The Ravens game in week 1 was a scoregami. I didn't know about that. And then there was 2 this week. It was the Dolphins and I can't even remember. I'm so excited. I can't remember the other one. The Broncos.
That's the same game.
I'm getting bad information.
There was 2 of them. It was Miami and the Broncos.
Oh no, I was trying to think of the other game. Yeah. Sorry, intern issues. He's learning. First week.
All right, fire him. Get him out of here.
You're fired.
You're fired.
No, it was the
That's gonna be in the
Dolphins
PowerPoint. Intern fired.
I think it might have been the Chiefs game. The Chiefs game might have been the. Let's look it up. But there was 2 this week.
Chiefs was 40, or what was it? Not 40.
I wonder if this has. Oh, it was the Eagles game. The Eagles game of 25-11. Was a scoregami.
Oh, can we talk about the minor Dan Orlovsky that Minshew did while Mikey is doing his thing? It's minor. It's minor because he just had 1 foot out. He just stepped out. That's it happens.
The stepping out of the end zone will never be as bad as the Dan Orlovsky one.
Running
because it's
literally
named after. Because Jimmy, I think Jimmy G did it last year too.
Yep.
We forget about it. I guess we didn't since I just name dropped him, just off the cuff. But I'm also I'm a fan of Jimmy G. So.
But no, that was funny. He's like, he did a Dan Orlovsky, and it's like he stepped out of bounds. He didn't come sprinting out of the pocket, out of bounds for a solid 5 seconds before he realized that the refs were blowing the whistle because he was out of bounds.
It's amazing to me that you could have a play so bad that's just named after you.
That's true.
Because a lot of plays have names given to them, but not a lot of them are named after
Tuck
people.
Rule.
Tuck Rule.
The Minnesota Miracle.
The butt fumble. I remember watching that game, and that was probably one of the best moments to be a Patriots fan because not only did we get the butt fumble, we scored, I think it was 21 points in a 30 to 50 second span of game time. It was a magical day. It was a good day.
Mikey,
you got your pick yet?
What you got?
We're running close to 2 hours here on this one. We didn't even cover 2 weeks.
I know. We
just ramble. It's beautiful.
We do. We talk. What's up? We talk to each other.
A good personal friend said it's easy listening. It's like the most easy listening he's ever had. Just good banter all around.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I'll let the intern.
Jets beat the Chiefs, by the way.
We're doing this again? Are they going to be held to a touchdown?
What do I have left?
That's fair.
The dang Browns and Ravens? I don't have anything.
You took
Colts
everything
Rams.
from me.
Colts Rams.
I thought about taking the Colts Rams.
No,
actually.
I'm not picking. No,
I was going to pick.
No.
I think the
Rams.
That would be an upset. Hey, thank you guys for saying that we're the
Colts are
we're the big
win.
dogs.
Really? I figured they would be.
It's
right?
our defense.
Yeah.
It's our defense.
1.5
Our defense is great. I'm telling you, our defense is looking good.
27-24.
27-24.
You could have
Bears.
easily picked the Browns and Ravens.
Who'd
game.
you say?
That's what I wanted to pick, but I felt like it was too. It could go either way. I need a game that's not so close.
Come
You see what I'm saying?
So
But the Chiefs had the line by like 9.
So you're taking a game that's not going to be an upset and just
Chiefs,
hoping
Jets.
it's an upset.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
essentially what I'm doing.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I guess I'm doing the same.
What
thing.
What is the spread? 13
For your game, yeah, it's like 13.5.
Yeah. So
And you have them coming back from a. What do you think the lead
I think at halftime it'll be 21-0.
You
I
think it's a
think, yeah.
21 deficit game, and they're going to
Yep.
come back?
Buddy.
Yep. In a half, and score 4 touchdowns. The Niners are going to score another touchdown in the. It's going to be the fourth quarter, and then the Cardinals will kick a field goal within the last 2 minutes, giving Brock Purdy an opportunity to come back and win the game, but he doesn't do it.
It's still somehow a better take than last week.
Yeah, last week was poor. Last week was a big mistake, but that's what we're here.
I think if last week hit the way you thought it was going to, we would have to call you some sort of football god.
Wild.
But right now, off that,
it hit the extreme opposite.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
Pat McAfee from last year.
You
called
look like
every
a
game.
football buffoon for that pick. Not in general, just off that one pick.
100%.
But that's what we do here. Hot takes,
Exactly.
big mistakes.
Exactly. We're gonna have to get merch made.
We need to
Comment below if you would like a hot take, big mistakes jersey or T-shirt. I mean, or you know what, jersey. Fuck it. Put a number on it. That's the
My
name.
dad.
Your dad would rock that. I would love, dude. Get him on as a guest. Rocking the hot takes right here. Big mistakes on the back. Number 69. Dude's gonna be.
I think what we could do is if we could find another time slot to record like a mini episode every so often, we get Mikey's dad on and just talk about life. Not even just football. Just hear him out.
Just put like episode 4.4 or 4.5.
Yeah.
Like just in between episode of
just have like a little mini series of just like random people.
Mikey's dad.
Yeah.
Oh man. I want to see that happen. Though.
I would enjoy the hell out of that.
Hot takes, big mistakes on the back. Number 69. Him rocking that jersey. Okay? I think that would be fantastic. Oh man.
You know what I've always loved? You guys ever watch the remake of The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler?
Yes, yeah.
I wish the NFL would let like the X that Bill Goldberg had.
Oh my gosh,
number.
yes.
That'd be so.
Hey, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. They made a 0.
We've encompassed the whole numerical scope.
Yes.
Next is letters.
Next is letters. We're about to make it algebra up in this. Okay.
See, the thing
For
is,
2x with the carry.
I think X could probably be the only letter you do though.
Really? No, they just throw in. You know how like wide receivers X, Y, Z. That's their freaking number.
Yeah.
Man, that's big.
Just the last question to end off the pod because I know we're going a little bit over. How do we feel about the numbers thing? So I saw there was a lot of discourse when they opened up the assigned number brackets of like the defense, especially. Tom Brady was against it at first because you just don't know what position the defense is playing because they have numbers typically assigned to like receivers or something like that. I'm a fan of letting people have different numbers.
I think offensive linemen should be able to wear number 2.
Yeah, I think
number 1.
Every player should have full autonomy over numbers.
He has that, yeah.
But
I think they have to be that guy to wear a single-digit number.
For sure. Like, Jason Kelsey could wear whatever number he wanted.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey could be 0, and everyone would just be like, you know what, yeah.
Joe, is it Thuney? Joe Thuney? I think it's Thuney. David Andrews for the Pats.
Their tackle?
Yeah, I think it's plays for the Chiefs now. I think it's Joe Thuney.
Yeah, I think it's a tackle.
David Andrews for the Patriots. Just those type of guys.
Yeah, just those studs.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that went to? Oh, you're talking about from the Bengals to the, or from the Chiefs to the Bengals? Actually.
Yeah, I think he plays on.
Let's see, Joe.
Oh, who's that guy from the Texans? The left tackle.
Larry Tunsil? No.
I think Tunsil is his name. That's a guy.
Joe Thuney. The reason I know his name, I just remembered, is he was a Patriots for a good bit, 2016 to 2020, and he's been on the Chiefs ever since. So nice. he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion.
There's some offensive linemen that are him that I would not bat an eye.
I really need to do a deep dive into offensive lines because
offensive lines are arguably one of the most underrated positions. Like for
underappreciated positions.
I would say not even a hot take. I think everyone. No. Everyone should know that because you got to understand, man. Especially as a offensive line coach, essentially you have to have 5 different positions work together as one. And the left tackle is not the same as the right tackle.
No.
The left guard is not the same as the right guard. The center is completely different from the other 4. And so you have to somehow teach them their own little intricate, whatever the word is, their own little things. There you go. Thank you, Mikey. I took speech therapy in elementary school. It didn't help. But you have to somehow teach them their own little things about their position, but also that you have to work as a team, and that is tough.
Because like you'll have injuries on the O-line,
and a lot of the times they will move guys around, and such,
and it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work at first usually. Like it takes time to get used to it.
Yeah.
I was a tight end when I played, so I was always grouped in with the O-line because it's basically like a 6-man on the O-line.
Yeah, 100%. It's just another blocker, another body for blocking.
So that was probably like my hardest thing was like learning the plays, because you got to learn. It's a lot to be on the line.
It is, especially center, because you're telling everybody else what the hell's going on in a good offense. You're calling out the mic. You're checking. You're calling your double team. You're telling this, that. Watch the edge. You have to have your eyes on a swivel.
For sure.
You have to know where, like, as a whole offensive line, you have to know where every play is going. You can't just hear your bit because you hear your bit, how you're going to block, but you got to know where that running back is going to be. So that way, if the defense gives you something else at the snap of the ball, you have to be able to adjust.
I listened to like a full like NFL play call.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a fucking 15-second monologue.
So long.
Like you have to pick out which part you're listening to for your respective position, and it's just like I couldn't remember one of those.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't remember like our high school play calls, and it was
they
easy.
They were like short enough to put on an armband.
Yeah, because so like the play calling that we had was like it was a color and a number. The color would be like the color like green was like it was always going to be we weren't going to hike the ball. Red was always whatever number minus 100, and that's the play call you had. And it was like you're saying one word and 3 numbers. And I don't understand it, and then I hear the NFL. I'm like, it's like left Bronco,
Buffalo,
4 Hummer, 17. Joe Burrow's mom's sexy. Bill Belichick is Darcidius.
I think I heard that one on the quarterback. I think that I know the exact play you're referencing.
I'm just like, how do y'all?
That's where it comes from practice.
Yeah, it shows how.
That's why they take the Wonderlic
to be a football player, especially at like that high of a level. They're not stupid. They're not stupid up there.
No, they're not. They're not stupid, and you can't be. You can't be. If you can't learn a playbook, you're done. You're done. So That's big.
I
know you listen to New Heights, Dakota. You remember seeing
that.
The Edelman episode where he was talking about Edelnut, where he was talking about like Gronk. Like Gronk was so smart he could just like walk around and give him like, what's 1,052 times 61, and Gronk would just give it out. Like
That's
no
that
one,
CTE
no
brain.
one.
He got superpowers.
He got the complete opposite of what Antonio Brown got.
Hey man, some people are just lucky, I guess.
Antonio Brown got the doesn't even know what 2 + 2 is. Gronk's got the Albert Einstein brain going on.
Hey, speaking of Antonio Brown, man, I feel bad for that guy because
it's insane how much of a 180 you can do in life after that one.
He's asking for help, man. I think he's definitely asking for help, and people aren't. I
want to pity him because, however you feel about Tom Brady on and off the field, Tom Brady kept giving him chances. Tom Brady was putting his neck out for Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown spit in his face.
Yeah, and I think that comes to
over and over again.
I think that comes to I think he wants help, but he doesn't know how to accept it. Yeah. A lot of football players go through the whole crisis of when they leave the NFL. What am I going to do? Because I spend all these years. This is my dream. This is all I wanted to do. Now what am I going to do?
Antonio Brown definitely needs to be like a case study.
On top of CTE, he is dealing with that exiting the NFL and that kind of life crisis that comes along with it. That's big, man, and I feel for him. I think he does want help, and I think it's just tough because I will say he does some of the crap to himself because he talks way too much on social media.
I feel like a good way to end this episode, because we touched on Stetson Bennett and we touched on Antonio Brown, and I feel like we need to just say that mental health is a very important thing that a lot of men especially don't get the proper help for, and I feel like that's not touched on enough.
Exactly,
it's definitely rising, but it's not good.
Mikey's like halfway on the screen right now for me.
Mikey's like mental health.
Oh my god, we should be joking right after. I know, after you say that serious thing, mental health is not a joke, especially for men. No, but tell your homies you love them. Don't be afraid to tell that guy, your best friend, that you love him, because that could save a life, man. That could definitely save a life. It's just something simple as, hey, bro, love you, man. I've been thinking about you, and I hope you're doing well. Sure. Because a lot of people get into the especially guys, and I say this because to be honest, guys who've gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to mental health, you just want to bottle it up. You don't want to burden anybody. You are the person that's supposed to be the rock for other people, and so you cannot bring yourself to be someone who needs a rock. And to say it bluntly, everyone needs somebody. Everyone needs somebody, man. I mean, we bring Christ into this, man. Community, man. Christ wants us to live in. God wants us to live in community, and that's what we need. We need brothers around us. We need family around us. We need the people around us. And if you don't have that, then try to find it. Try to get yourself the help that you need to have that community. Don't kind of stray away from it. Because it can be tough.
The hardest thing. I think we touched on it last week. Maybe. For anyone watching, I have ALS. Your boy is going through it. And I think the hardest part of this whole thing is not like the whole body is not working with me anymore, but it's the mental health. So many nights just up alone, because no one's up when I'm up. I don't do anything during the day. It's just the mental toll. And thankfully, I've got one of the best supports I have around. Not to get sappy, but Christian, my brother, his fiance, they're gonna bring this up to me later and be like, "Oh, I love you so much." I'm just like, "No, don't do that."
We'll cut it. We'll cut it.
We'll cut it out.
Bloopers.
You guys for sure. Doing this has been such a good help for me, honestly. I love the podcast that we have and we're making.
We love football, baby.
We love football. We love football, but more importantly, we love each other, guys, because that's what it's all about. It's just three guys having fun, producing some content that maybe
talking
people watch.
For 2.5 hours.
Yeah, just shooting the shit with some friends, and that's
exactly.
ideally what football is just having a good time with your friends.
Exactly.
And honestly, I think that's a beautiful way to end it off, guys, because we just
I don't think we can really change subject after that.
No,
I think that was beautiful.
Did you guys know Tom Brady?
We just go on a different NFL topic. Oh man, that's big. That's big.
For anyone watching, thank you for taking your time out and watching, and thank you to Dakota and Mikey for basically just giving me the chance to actually do this with you guys.
Thank you, Wheels.
Yeah. I love you, Mikey's dad, for when you're watching this episode.
Oh yeah, Mikey's dad. We love you. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for
honorary fourth member of the
watching
the podcast.
Since you did mention that, man, yeah, we appreciate all the support. I mean, we started this 3 weeks ago. And
4 since we skipped a week.
4 weeks ago.
We skipped one. Yeah.
Have 20 subscribers and
Counting.
averaging I don't know, close to 50 to 60 views on our videos.
Hell yeah, that's good.
So we appreciate you. We appreciate you sticking around for our very just maybe unorganized talks, but I appreciate you very much. So, but anyways, we love you.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say, Cody?
I was just gonna say I think Christian said it best. It's just we're a bunch of guys talking, and it's just the banter. It's what we're doing. It's what we're doing.
Mikey, you got anything for us?
No.
Tell me you love me, Mikey.
Like, I wanna go to bed.
Mikey, tell us that you love us right now.
All right. Cody, I love you and I appreciate you, and Dakota, I appreciate you as well. And even though you're trying to become a kingpin, it's fine.
Do we
live your kingpin dreams?
Bowler. You're a bowler. Do we?
I'm a bowler now.
You know what? Real quick. This will be the last thing.
15th last thing.
Last thing. Promise.
So they all say.
Last thing.
I said that like 6 times last week.
We're gonna go in a circle.
For the record.
We're gonna go in a circle. Dakota, you're gonna say something that you like about Mikey. Mikey, you're gonna say something you like about me, and I'll say something I like about Dakota, and we'll switch it up next week. Say it.
Wait,
say
what
it.
am I saying?
You say something about Mikey.
Say it slower. 2 plus 2 is what?
You like about Mikey.
Okay, Mikey, I love your intelligence when it comes to college football. I think you're very passionate about college football, and that shows, and that's awesome. And I think I fuel. I think it's a good way to start the podcast because it fuels the podcast with passion because you're so passionate about college football.
I love it, Mikey. Now you do me.
Whoa.
Okay.
No,
my boy.
No pause. Do me.
Sorry, everyone that watching at home. This just turned to the R-rated version of We Love
I feel like we're still in PG-13 territory.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. We've dropped a few.
I dropped a few F-bombs. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, no ESPN deal for us.
All right, Mikey. I'll close my ears.
Yeah. Nice. Cody, I appreciate the adversity that you've overcame and the will to keep going and keep pushing. You have allowed my dream to have a podcast come true, just because of you wanting to push to make it happen as well. You're stronger than probably anybody I've ever met. The things that you were dealing with, I don't know if I could. So the fact that you are taking it head on and you're taking it day by day and you're allowing us to be a part of that journey with you, it means a lot to me, and I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna cry over here.
Never do this segment again. Why? Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
I truly don't cry often, and I've got tears in my eyes over here. Oh,
that was beautiful, Mikey. Well
we should let Mikey go first because I don't know how I top that, man. Like
I know.
I'm gonna try though, because Dakota, you are my boy. I've known you for like 7 years at this point, and the ability that you have to come into a room and just fill it to the brim with love and care and just a true excitement to anything that you do is honestly so impressive. I don't think I've ever seen you personally without a smile on your face. You just truly have the best energy, and I'm glad I've gotten to know you over the past 7 years. And you are one of my brothers, not even my best friend. You're just one of my brothers. And I'm glad that you introduced me to Mikey, and we got this podcast going because I think we all had the dreams, and I think we together have brought it together to make it come true. I think
100%.
Maybe people out there watching don't think it's as magical as we do, but we think it's magical. That's all that fucking matters. We're having fun here. And we love football. Dakota, take us out.
Mikey's dad could be the only one watching, and guess what? We're still going to do it every week because we love Mikey's dad.
Because I think
we love Mikey's dad.
We love Mikey's dad. I think Mikey watches it back, and I watch it back. Christian watches it, so we'll always have at least 4 views on these videos.
There you go.
Dakota, take us out for the love of God. Mikey needs to get to sleep.
Oh my gosh, I know everyone go to bed. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 3? Oh my gosh, 3, such a long one, I know. But thank you guys so much for the support, the love, and all that you guys have just blessed us with. And we love football, and that's it. Have a great one. Peace.
See you guys. We love football.
We love football.
And mental health.